Call the Thursday, March 27, 2025 meeting of the Cumberland Planning Board to order. Roll call. Mr. Zook. Here. Mr. McDonald. Here. Mr. Butler.
Here.
Mr. Scown is absent. Mr. Bush.
Here.
Ms. Reese.
Here.
Mr. D'Ambrosia.
Here.
Mr. Costa.
Here.
And the chair is present. Approval of the planning board minutes of February 27, 2025. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions? And if there are none, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I have a motion by Mr. Butler,
So moved.
second by Mr. Costa. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Modica, I understand we have a couple of continuances tonight, so we'll deal with them first. Okay.
So we're going to continue item 5, the public hearing for Haley's LLC, 3435 Diamond Hill Road, to the April 24th meeting. And we're going to continue item number 6, the public meeting for the minor subdivision at 33 Prospect Street. We're going to continue that to the April 24th meeting. And we're also going to continue. Oh, I'm sorry, right. Number 6 is going to be the applicant has withdrawn this application.
Okay.
But just to be clear, because I don't know if there's any members of the audience for this, there will be a new application filed under a different procedure. So it will be back, but it'll be renoticed and all that.
In item number 7?
Item number 7 will also be continued to the April meeting.
To next month's.
I'm sorry, item 7 is the public hearing for Eric Yegan, Vicon Properties, the preserve at Hunting Hill.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we move items numbers 5 and 7 to the April 24th, 2025 Planning Board meeting.
Board have any questions? Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Bush. All in favor? Chair votes yes. Motion carries. Okay.
Just, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
to correct, I didn't hear this, but Mr. Modica is saying the motion was made for the 25th, and it should be the 24th.
April 24th.
April 24th.
So just to be clear on the record, those matters will be heard on April 24th.
Okay. Moving right along. Item number 3, public hearing for administrative subdivision unified development review. Applicant is Lisa Canoia Mongo. Project name 155 Waterman Street, location 115 and 113 Waterman Street, Assessors Plat 5, Lot 43 and 45. The applicant requests a variance from side yard setback requirements and a waiver from lot proportion requirements to complete an administrative subdivision and move an existing lot line. Ms. McVeary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The applicant owns Abby McVeary. McVeary, M-C-V-E-R-R-Y. Yep. The applicant owns AP5 lots 43 and 45 with the lot line currently crossing through the residence. Both lots are 9,600 square feet and each are located in an R2 zone where the minimum lot size is 10,000 square feet. As a result, both lots are pre-existing non-conforming. The applicant proposes to reconfigure the lot line to move it away from their house while maintaining the current size of both lots. The new setback from the house will be between 2 and 2.4 feet, not meeting the required 10-foot side yard setback. And lot 43 will have a 3-to-1 lot depth to width ratio, exceeding the 2.5-to-1 ratio allowed by the town's regulations. Therefore, the applicant is requesting a variance for side yard setback and a waiver from lot proportion. The Planning Department recommends approval of the waiver request as the 2.5 to 1 ratio is an oversimplified approach that does not account for irregular lot shapes. Approving the waiver aligns with the town's comp plan, which encourages housing in developable areas and increasing the housing supply. Additionally, the Planning Department recommends approval of the project along with the requested variance for side yard setback, as it meets the required findings of approval for a zoning variance, is consistent with the goals and purposes of the comprehensive plan, maintains the lot's current sizes, will improve the existing side yard setback nonconformity, and has no significant adverse impacts on the surrounding area.
Does the board have any questions? The only thing is, did you mention the analysis, just briefly what the analysis is for the 2.5 to 1? Just quick.
The analysis versus the shape factor?
Yes, just quick.
Yeah, so the Massachusetts shape factor method, it uses the ratio of a lot's perimeter to its area. It's just a more accurate way to assess a proportion of a lot.
Rather than dealing with a 2.5 to 1
Yeah,
situation where,
it's very four-sided lot. That's all it takes into account, basically.
now, I recall at one point in time, having a lot with suitable frontage, more than enough area, almost 3 times, 4 times the required area, but it was very, very long. And it just didn't make sense for that to even fall into a 2.5 to 1, because it was not a tiny little lot.
Sure.
So I just wanted to, so that the board is clear on that. Does the board have any other questions besides that? Okay. Do I have a motion? Oh, wait a minute, sorry. The applicant's representative is here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bruce Thibodeau on behalf of the applicant. I will note, Judge, that Lisa Manju, now Lisa Murphy, is here in the audience if perhaps there's any questions for herself, or her husband Tom is here as well. My job is to be brief for the board and answer any questions that you or the board may have, or anyone here in attendance may have. I'd like to point out that I am wholeheartedly in agreement with Madam Planner and Mr. Modica in their comments. And to your point, Mr. Chairman, regarding the shape factor, this area is made up of a lot of these types of lots, almost exactly this size. A lot of them, I think, are pre-existing, non-conforming. A good part of that, or a good reason for that shape factor analysis, is to avoid that hockey stick kind of odd-shaped lot. These are all the standard kind of rectangular lots in this area. So I think what we're really proposing is helping a lot of situations. It's fixing a lot of situations that now exist. The lot line is right through a portion of the actual structure of the house on one of the lots. Now we're just changing it a little bit, creating an actual setback, and that's one of the points of relief we're looking for in the variance, and the other request from the regarding the shape factor. So that's it. If the board or Mr. Chairman has any questions, we'll be happy to
Does anyone
field
have
them.
any questions? Yes, I think so too. It's Mangu? Mangu, okay, thank you. No, that's all right, it's just that I like to get it straight. Okay. Do I have a motion then?
Do we have to do public comment?
Yes, we do we? It's a public hearing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Yes, well, it's already posted as a public hearing. So, be that as it may, if there's anyone in the audience that has any questions or concerns regarding this proposal, please come forward to the podium and give us your name and your address for the record. Okay,
Mr.
seeing
Chair,
that there,
we have also people
oh,
online.
is there anybody in the queue?
If there's anybody online that'd like to make a statement, please raise your hand. Good, no?
Okay. With that, I will close the public hearing at 6:42 PM. Restrict comments to the board. And do I have, Mr. McDonald?
I just have a question for the planning department. Coming into the meeting this evening, I think there were 3 applications that had the shape factor of 40. Is there a thought, I'm not opposed to it, but is there a thought to changing the regulations to make that the standard and replace the 2-to-1?
Actually, the shape factor part I found a couple years ago, and I wrote the ordinance to change our ordinance to be a shape factor. I haven't had the time to get to that point, but that's something that we want to do, is remove the 2.5 to 1 and use the shape factor. Like Abby was saying, we don't get nice four-sided rectangular lots. You get some that, jiggle around a bit, and this would account for those kind of funky lots and account for the ratio of the perimeter of the entire lot versus its area. I think it's a little more precise.
I'm not trying to make your life any more difficult. It just seems that it makes sense to do it.
Yeah, no, we're going to get there.
Thank you.
I much rather prefer this analogy. It works so much better. So with that,
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion, just a question, Ms. Salvatore. Can I make a motion to approve the Administrative Subdivision Unified Development Review, including the variance and the waiver, or does it need to be a separate motion for the variance?
The state law does require you to make a separate motion for the variance first.
Okay. So in regards to 113 and 115 Waterman Street, I'll make a motion that we approve the variance for the yard setback for the reasons outlined in the Planning Department's memo to the Planning Board dated March 19th, 2025.
I have a motion by Mr. Butler. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. D'Ambrosia. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Chair votes yes, motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a second motion in regards to 113 and 115 Waterman Street, that we approve the Administrative Subdivision Unified Development Review, including the waiver from lot proportion requirements based on the findings of fact in the Planning Department's memo to the Planning Board dated March 19th, 2025.
I have a motion by Mr. Butler. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Reese. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Good
Thank
luck.
you very much.
Item number 4, public meeting, major land development preliminary plan. Owner applicant Bill Kitsillis, WPA Associates LLC. Project name Angelo's Ground Mounted Solar. Location 127 Mendon Road, Assessors Plat 11, Lot 64. Zoning C2 with both public water and sewer. The applicant seeks to construct a medium-sized groundwater solar array. Mr. Modica.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The planning board heard the, yeah. Here we go. Okay. Yes. So the board heard the master plan for this project at its December 5th meeting. And at that meeting, the board approved a special use permit for ground-mounted solar and the master plan. As part of your approval, there were 2 conditions. One was consultation with the planning department on the height and visibility of the solar panels. And the second condition was the submittal of a landscape plan to screen the panels. Both conditions have been met, and we feel that all the panels will be effectively screened from the neighbors. There will be green giant arborvitae that will be planted along the perimeter. And these are fast-growing trees. They grow about 3 to 4 feet per year and can reach a height about 40 to 60 feet. One other notable change from the master plan is that the applicant received a wetlands permit from DEM. And one of the permit conditions was for a wetland buffer restoration area near Mendon Road, where they will be planting flowering trees and native shrubs. So overall, we find that this application is consistent with the comprehensive plan, and we recommend approval of the preliminary plan.
Does the board have any questions for Mr. Modica? Hearing none. Mr. Partington, I understand this is yours? Tough to get old.
Yeah, yeah, fine wine, I don't think so. They say, oh, it's like a fine wine. No, it is not. First of all, by the way, welcome to the, I guess we have a new planning board member. Good luck and welcome. As Mr. Monica said, and as usual, his narrative is pretty complete. A couple of these issues came up at the master plan with respect to the height of the fence, along with a 7-foot, or the height of the panels and the visibility from Main Street. And with the 7-foot fence and the slope down westward, planning board, or the planning department, concluded that that would suffice to shield as far as visually. Also, there was a question, I believe, Mr. McDonald might have even asked about it, and that was the restoration of the area within 100-foot buffer from the stream. And I believe on the site plan there are specific references to the plantings. As far as the drainage goes, it's basically the drainage patterns are not altered at all. There is a crushed stone trench, crushed stone trenches into an infiltration basin, and there is a natural swale in the south, I think southwest corner. I'm trying to look at where the arrow is. So those patterns are not going to be changed. There are mats underneath each of the panels, which for soil stability, but which are pervious, and grass is allowed to grow over them. We have the fence surrounding actually the arborvitaes, I believe, are inside as the plan goes, for the 7-foot fence which surrounds the array. And what I also did, although our engineers are not present tonight, civil engineers, and we did address at Master, there were some questions, especially in light of what had occurred on Martin Street a couple of months, I think, before, with respect to the fire. So Infusion representatives are here again, even though we did address those issues. If there are any questions about the panels themselves and about the operation, then they're here as well. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Katsilas is here. So if any questions for him or for Infusion or for myself.
Board have any questions for Mr. Partington? Mr. Ambrosia?
I'm noticing on the plans that they're not landscape architectural plans, but they do have a seed hatch and they have a list of plants that'll be planted. Has the planting list and planting plan been accepted by DEM?
Yes. To my knowledge, I want to be clear, I have not had any direct contact with the department, but I've been advised that, that they have improved with our, I guess, I use the word remediation plan, but that's for the replantings.
All right, and the second thing is, I noticed that the seed mix that's going to be used within the solar farm itself is a typical grass lawn, which requires maintenance. Is this something that's going to be maintained regularly, or?
Well, I'm sorry, sure. Andy, I want to make sure you hear it. That's all right, buddy. Yes, the maintenance plan, I mean, I don't know of any specific maintenance plan that has been set forth as far as it goes. If there's an approval, I assume you could also make some conditionally that there'd be some sort of maintenance. I mean, grass does grow through these mats, through the erosion mats, but given the fact that the way that Mr. Katsilas has kept his property up to date, I'd be hard pressed to think that he would allow it to look bad in the back, especially with that size of 19,000 plus square feet.
Yeah, I think the last time you guys were here, I had mentioned that there are specific seed mixes that are developed for solar fields where they're low maintenance, and they oftentimes have pollinator mixes in it, so it's doing some ecological good. Something to consider. That way, if
Sure.
it's just lawn, it's going to get tall and it's going to look unkept.
No,
So,
I appreciate
unless they
the
wanna
input.
maintain it.
If it helps with maintenance and it still achieves the goal, then yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brocha.
That's what I was going to ask Mr. D'Ambrosio, if you have a recommendation of a seed mix that would be more conducive to this, so that you have less of a maintenance issue. Any other questions? Mr. Casillas, do you have anything else to add, or?
Not really, though I appreciate the suggestion for a seed mix. I don't think it should be a condition. I'll do what's best for the property and the solar field. I just think that level of detail right now is kind of confusing to me as a layman. My brother-in-law is a landscaper. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, we're just kind of looking at a situation would make it easier for you.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate it. I just don't want it to be a condition in a
Well,
plan approval.
and I don't know if the board intended to, I don't know if the board intended to, but I
Oh,
didn't intend
good.
to.
Yeah, I'm happy to take the recommendation, but I just want to make sure it works. Because sometimes things sound good on paper and don't work in reality. So that's all. Thank you. Any other questions for me?
Nope, we're good. Thank you. Okay. So this is advertised as a public meeting, but as a courtesy, I always ask if there's anyone in the audience that has any questions regarding the proposal. So if there's anybody or anybody in the queue,
If anybody online would like to speak to this project, please raise your hand.
oh, good, thank you. Well, pleasure of the board.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion in regards to 127 Menden Road, that we approve the preliminary plan as it is consistent with the goals and purposes of the comprehensive plan as outlined in the findings of fact in the planning department's memo to the planning board dated March 17th, 2025.
I have a motion by Mr. Butler. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Bush. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Chair votes yes. Motion carries. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Wow. That was quick. We have a public comment. If there's anyone that has a public comment, if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Bush. Oops, second by Ms. Reese. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.